10th of June, Rabbi Furst, Parsha Hashavua, Baha'aloscha. Oh.
Good morning, Lou.
Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Amori. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, fine. How are you doing today, Lou?
Baruch Hashem, very well. Thank God.
Yeah, listen, I got a notification that Rabbi Aaron Heimowitz signed into my Zoom link. Can you have his phone number to contact him to tell him to link to come into this Zoom?
Yes, I'll call him right now.
Thank you, appreciate it. Good morning, Yechiel. How are you today? Good to see you. Good to see you, Yechiel. We'll start in a minute. In the meantime, I'll do the introduction. Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here. You see with Samanafshi here in Shlaim Care of Zoom. This is Erev Shabbos. Parshas Baha'aloscha Shana Tafshin Pei Beis Shana Shmita. Fine. We're beginning in we're going to look into some psukim and we'll be moving around. If you have a chumash, we'll be starting.
Okay, here we
Good
are.
morning, Barry. Good morning. How are you today?
Fine. Baruch Hashem.
Okay. Very good. Okay, we're going to be starting today with the Parsha. If you go to Perek Yud, right? Parshas Baha'aloscha, B'midbar Perek Yud, Pasuk. We'll start with the whole Parsha plus Pasuk Aleph Beis and continue on.
Okay.
Okay.
Perek Yud.
Very good, Pasuk Aleph. If you want, you can begin reading. We'll be coming back in a moment. And
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't reach him.
I can't reach. Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you for trying. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to be starting in Perek Yud. So if you have your
Okay.
Chumash Parshas Baha'aloscha Perek Yud, I see Roy's coming on too. Also, we'll catch up with us. And Pasuk Aleph, we'll start right there at the beginning. So let's read through the whole Parsha, and then we'll go back and do some Rashis and discuss a few points along the way.
Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor.
Good morning, Roy.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. Good morning, everybody.
We are in Parshas Baha'aloscha Perek Yud Pasuk Aleph. We're just starting now.
Thank you.
Sure.
Asu lecha shtei hatzosros kesef miksha ta'asa asam v'hayu lecha lemikra ha'eda ulamasa es hamachanos. Okay. Should I just keep reading, or are we going to talk about it?
let's read the whole thing first. I mean, you could
Okay.
if you want, you could translate a bit also along the way, but then we'll go back and do these with the Rashis. So
Okay.
let's see the whole Parsha.
Make for yourself the 2 silver trumpets and beat them out, and they shall be for summoning the people.
Right.
Yeah, okay. That's so that's another one I'm adding to the list because it's summoning the Ho'eda.
Oh, there you go. Right. There you are.
Who not B'nai Israel, or not called Adas B'nai Israel, but Ho'eda. So it's another group, special group of people.
Right. At least
So
it's
we'll-
another reference. I'm not, in all these cases, I'm not sure if it's always referring to a different group of people, but it's a different reference to the group.
Right, it's right. It's the same people, but it's a facet of the same people. It's a special characteristic of the people. So someday we'll I'm compiling the list. Maybe we'll talk about it.
Okay.
V'taku bahen v'no'adu alecha kol ho'eda al petach ohel moed. So when they sound a long blast, it'll be for an assembly at the entrance. Ve'im ba'achat yizkou v'no'adu alecha hanasim Roshei Alfei Yisrael. Oh, okay. That's another group of people.
Right.
Special group of people. The Katem Terua Venosu Hamachanos Hachonim Kodma. Okay. Utekatem teruas shenis v'nosu hamachanot hachonim v'temono v'tura u'tekeu mas ehem. Okay. Then the sounding for the journeys. Uvahakel et hakal. That's another one, the kahal. Right? That's another group.
The Kahal, right.
The kahal. Now we're sounding the kahal. Uvahakel et hakal. That geu velo turiu. When you gather the kahal, it's long blasts, not short ones. Uvnei Aaron hakahanim titku b'chatzos v'hoyelechem lehukas olam lidorosehem. And the sons of Aaron will sound the trumpets, and it's a decree for all the generations. Okay, so it's the Kohanim that's sounding the trumpets, and not the Leviim. That's what it comes
Apparently.
out.
Apparently,
Okay.
in this particular case, right? Now, there were the Levim also blew trumpets in the base of Mikdash. That we'll see. Well, hold on.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, I'm lost. Where are we? In Baha'aloscha? Yud.
Right.
What?
Perik Yud, and now we're in Pasuk.
Test,
Right.
Tes Yud.
test.
Tes. And in Pasuk Yud.
No, Perik Yud, Pasuk Test, chapter
Perik
10.
Yud.
Verse.
Perik Yud, Pasuk 9. Test.
All right, 10:9. All right,
10:9.
10.
V'chi tovo.
All right. And if you go to war, is it?
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay,
Sorry.
roll them.
Sorry.
No, it's no problem.
Mm.
We're all together. We're all in the same ship, Roy.
Okay. Well, I've got the drill.
V'chi tovo milchama. And when you go to war, ba'atzchem al hatzar v'tzorer etchem v'hareyotem v'chatzosros v'nizkartem lifnei Hashem Elokechem v'nosatem me'ovechem. So when we're going to war, there's a different kind of sounds. And we'll be saved. Okay, we'll find out what that means.
Right.
Uvayom shimchatchem, and on the days of your simcha, of your happiness, uvadehem, and the festivals of Roshei Chadashechem and Rosh Chodesh, with the katem, v'chatzros al alasechem v'al zivnei shalmechem v'hoyolachem nizkoron lifnei Elokechem ani Hashem Elokechem. Okay. Wow. A lot of different
Different reasons why you're blowing these, and these are
the sounds.
right. These are, don't forget, these are chatzos. This is not shofar, right? Don't confuse us with the shofar. We're talking about shofar, but this is with the chatzos, with the trumpets, right?
Mhm.
Very good. Now,
Yeah.
let's go back. Pasuk base, and let's see the Rashi's here.
Okay.
So the Pasuk base, Asa L'cha, you should make. This is a command to
Pasuk
Moshe
beis.
Rabbeinu. Make for yourself steak katzos, the 2 trumpets of kesef. It should have said,
Hashavua.
right. Let's see Rashi.
Make for yourself the trumpets that they should blast in front before you. Kamelech, as a king, Kamo Shenamar V'hayu Bishorin Melech. He became a king in Yeshurun.
Right.
Asalecha, make for yourself Mishacha, from that which is yours.
I mean, Moshe Rabbeinu should take from his own resources, not to rely on taking resources. I mean, the trumpets had to be made from silver, right? And he should take silver from his own resources, not from the silver of the general public.
Because so they belong to Moshe.
That's right.
They were his personal property.
These were his own personal trumpets, correct?
Even though they were all used for public occasions.
Well, we're going to have to try and discriminate between the different commands to use trumpets on different occasions for different purposes, whether or not that was referring to specifically these trumpets of Moshe Rabbeinu, or they're referring also to other trumpets that might have been made as well.
Okay. All right. So far, we've only got Moshe's trumpets. The Mikra Hoeda, for the summoning of the assembly. tirtze ledaber im haSanhedrin. When you wish to speak with the Sanhedrin. So Moshe, this is it's saying right here that Moshe is going to summon the Sanhedrin.
Right, because Yirtze Ledaber Im Sanhedrin, when you
That's
Moshe
that's when
Rabbeinu,
they got together.
right, when you Moshe Rabbeinu want to speak to the Sanhedrin, Vishar Ha'am and other
To the
other
rest of the people.
rest of the people, right? V'tikra, you should sound them. La'osef Elecha.
Vikram le'asaf elecha. And you summon them and they'll come to you. To Goyim, you summon them al yedei hatzosros, by means of these trumpets. So okay, so we got the Sanhedrin got summoned by Moshe's trumpets.
Right. Now, it was only not only to call the Sanhedrin and the rest of the people to come to Moshe Rabbeinu if you wanted to talk to them. There's also Lamasa and Samachanos. What's this have to do with it? Rashi explains. Oh, did we lose Barry?
I think so.
All
I got
right.
lost again. Can't believe it.
Okay. Maybe Lou, you want to pick up in the meantime? We're in the middle of the Rashis there in Pasuk Beis. Ulamasa esamachanos.
Masa, let me see, I don't see that in big.
That's it. Pasuk Beis.
Okay, I see, I say lecha, make for yourself. Ulamikra ha'eda. Oh, here, ulamase es ha-machanos. To cause the camps to journey. Bishas siluk masaos. At the time of the departure for their journeys, tis ka'u bahem, blow them, the siman as a sign, nim tes ata omer, as we find that you say, al pi shalosha, by the word of three, hayu nosim, they would embark. Al pi hakadosh baruch hu, by the word of Hashem. Al pi Moshe, by the word of Moshe. Al pi chatzot, and by the word of the trumpets. Okay, here comes Barry. Miksha, beaten out. Ha eshes ta'aseh.
Was that just me or did everybody fall out?
It was just you.
Just
I didn't-
Barry.
Just, I don't know what, I have to pay my internet bill, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't know how, I looked up in the, I was, it was gone. I don't know how long,
No, you're back now, so that's what counts.
okay, so So we're up to, they use the trumpets for journeying. Okay.
So I read
Right.
a little bit, Barry, down to where it says, Meha Eshes Ta'aseh.
Yeah,
You
okay.
make it from a solid block of silver. Ha kashes hakurnas, by beating it with a hammer.
Right, so these were the trumpets that Moshe Rabbeinu made for himself, and nobody else, as Rashi said, nobody else could use them except Moshe Rabbeinu.
Only Moshe Rabbeinu, but it says the Kahanim.
So we're
It says
gonna have
the
to say,
Kahanim are going to, it says the Kahanim are going to use them.
so we're gonna have to say that there were other ones made as well. Right?
But it only says two. Ase lecha shtei hatzosros. So that's two. It says make two.
Right.
But where do we get that they belong to Moshe?
So look back at the Rashi here.
Ase
Rashi
lecha. It says ase lecha.
Yishucha, right? The next Rashi, also lecha Rashi, Ata Ose, right? Ata Ose, you should make them, Umistamish behem, and you should use them below Achir, right?
Right.
Oh, but not someone else.
Not someone else, right?
Oh, so therefore, okay. So that means that when it says about Aaron, that has to be talking about another set of trumpets.
I would think so, no? I mean, that seems what it seems, that seems to be what's indicated over here. I mean, we're not really being told about it, but that's what you'd have to say according to what Rashi's saying over here.
But the Lashon says the chatzotros, the trumpets.
Right.
I mean, it's just flowing into the same trumpets. It's the trumpets, not another set of trumpets.
Right.
But anyway, but Rashi,
Yeah.
Rashi on Uvenei Aaron Uvekahanim Yitkau, it says the Migros Uvamasos Hallelu. So, so he's just explaining that they're going to sound the trumpets for those for the assembly and the journeys. So, but he doesn't say anything about a different set.
If it's exclusively for Moshe, why are there two of them?
Yeah. It's another question. Why can't it's hard to blow from two at one time? Is he supposed to use them both simultaneously?
That's a good question.
Rashi says you shall blast on them.
Right.
So that implies plural. Bahem.
Right.
Then he says they would embark by the word of three.
So there were three. That's where there were three indications when they had to leave Great Camp. There were three indications.
Right.
That's what Rashi's explained over there.
But if Moshe was blowing the trumpet, then that should only count for one. But it seems from Rashi that it says Al Pi Moshe Ve'al pi hatzotzros. How was Moshe indicating that they should go besides blowing the trumpet?
No, he would speak. He would say, "It's time to leave," and he would talk. Right? There were three indications. Right? Api Kadosh Baruch Hu, Api Moshe, and Api the Chatzos.
Uh-huh.
Right? So meaning there was an indication from Hashem, there was a specific indication from Moshe Benu, and then they would hear the trumpets blowing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, could it be possible that when Moshe blew the trumpets, that they each had a different sound, so he would blow a certain amount on one trumpet and then follow with the certain sounds from the other one, and that would be a code.
Right?
I mean, he could blow them one at a time. I mean, what would be the point of two blowing? They're blowing in unison.
That's the question. It's possible to do, believe it or not, it's possible to blow from two at one time.
It
Whether,
is?
yeah. It's possible to do it. Whether that's what they had to do, I don't know. I mean, you could train yourself to blow from two at the same time.
Wow.
I know. I forgot. I have a friend. His son can blow two shofars at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can train yourself to do it.
I guess it depends on the mouthpiece.
Excuse me.
It depends on the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece of a shofar is, I think, smaller than a trumpet. No, the trumpet has a wider valve, or whatever you call it.
That's right. That's true.
But I guess it's possible.
1 minute. Um, okay, look, let's continue on.
Could it be possible? Could it be possible that the two trumpets only had one mouthpiece?
I guess
I
you
was
could have.
just thinking that, Rabbi, because it says, "May ha eshes ta'aseh." My English says, "You shall make them from a solid block of silver." So maybe they're actually connected.
Right,
Very good.
right. They didn't split up the block of silver. They made it from one block of silver, which means they'd have to be connected. Right, okay. Well, we'll find out.
Right. Okay, let's continue on to Rashi's. Now look at You see what it says in Pasuk Gimel, the Rashi in Pasuk Gimel.
Pasuk Gimel.
Yeah.
V'toku behen.
Yes.
When they made a long sound, bishtehen, with both of them. Oh,
So
One.
v'hu simon. It's a signal, the mikro ho'eda, for the summoning of the assembly. Shenamar, as it says, v'no'adu alecha kol ho'eda. The entire assembly shall assemble to you. Kol petach ohel moed. The Ada is the Sanhedrin, right?
Not sure. I'm not sure if that's specifically the Ada. It's if you, the Elio Mizrahi, the Reim says this is
Oh, I see. It's a oh, okay. It seems that sometimes they use two and sometimes they use the one, right? Correct?
right. And this here, the Meforshim say this is talking about the two trumpets with two kohanim. This is now referring to two kohanim doing this.
Uh-huh. So this is talking about the second set.
Apparently, this is not talking about when. So if that's the case, Pasuk Gimel is not talking about Moshe Rabbeinu anymore, right?
Yeah, that's right, because it says v'tiku, v'taku bahen. That's plural. That means two people. If it was Moshe Rabbeinu, it wouldn't say v'tiku.
Is that right, Lou and Roy? That's the correct grammar, right?
Right?
I have no idea.
No,
Sorry.
no, v'tiku is in the plural. They.
I've got the translation as they
Oh,
in this
there you go.
in this here.
Right.
And they
So-
shall blow with them.
Right. So that has to be more than one person. So that's not Moshe Rabbeinu.
So that and it can't be the same trumpets that Moshe Rabbeinu made and blew himself, right?
Right. Right.
But how do you reconcile that with verse 2, where it says they're for summoning the assembly?
So
Because when they blow them, they will assemble.
right. So it says that's the.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why. Because it says in one place in Pasuk Beis it says Ho'eda, and in the Pasuk Gimel it says Kol Ho'eda. It's two different groups. That's for sure. If it was the same group, it would just be Ho'eda. But when it says Kol Ho'eda, that's a very different group than Ho'eda.
You want to say that's a whole different group. Kol Ha'eda is different than Ha'eda.
Absolutely. I'm all in on that.
Mhm. All right.
No, it has to be. The Torah does not throw in, two letters for nothing. It's a whole universe.
Okay. Let's continue on. That'll bring us to Pasuk Daled, right?
Pasuk 4, yeah. I'm reading.
Yeah.
Ve'im ba'achat Yitakahu v'noadu alecha hanasim roshei alfei Yisrael. They say if they make a long blast with one of them, then the Nasim come. Roshei alfei Yisrael.
But we have a grammatical problem here because earlier we said the sak'u referred to two of them, or plural, more than one. Now we
Right.
have the exact word. Oh, and actually, it's not exactly the same. This is yis ka'u. But if it
It's
means
still plural. It's still plural.
one, how can it say they will blow one?
Right. So what does that mean? That one shofar is going to be one trumpet is going to be blown by two people?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I could see that one person could blow two, but I can't see how two people could blow one.
Right. All right.
But it seems that that's not talking about Moshe at any rate.
Probably not.
Well, I'm just saying it ruins our logic that we applied to Pasuk 3. We said it has to be two Kohanim because it says v'sak'u. That's no longer something, that's no longer valid logic.
Yeah. Unless it just means when it says in plural, it just means the Kohanim in general have the responsibility.
Right. So when the Kohanim blow one versus when the Kohanim blow two. Yeah, I hear that.
Right. Okay. How did they work? How did they do the translation? What did the translation do?
Just says they, when they sound a long blast with them, if they sound a long blast with one.
I've got, and if they blow but with one trumpet.
Right.
And what do you have for 3, Roy?
And when they shall, and when they shall blow with them, all the congregation shall meet thee at the entrance of the appointed tent. And if they blow but with one trumpet, then the princes who are heads of the thousands of Israel shall meet thee. That shall meet thee, is that in singular or plural? Where is that? At the end of 4.
That Yitu Yoded Alecha ben Nisim, Person of Israel. What's the question? Which part of the verse are you interested in, Roy?
So, well, in the English translation, the last phrase, and then the camps in Israel shall meet thee. That's
Yeah, I don't
That's
have that
true.
in my English.
all right.
I don't see it in the Hebrew either.
I've got the right sentence. The imba hachas yiskaru v'nawadu.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's Daled.
Yeah.
But the last word in the Hebrew is Yisrael. There's no word for you over here.
Right.
All right. For now, things change again. Look in the Pasuk K. Things are changing again.
Pasuk Hey, 5. Okay. Utekatem terua v'nosu hamachanot hachonim kadma. When you sound short ones, the camps to the east shall start moving.
That seems to be Moshe again.
So let's look at Rashi now.
Utekatem terua, when you sound the short ones, simon masa hamachanot. It's the signal for the traveling of the camps. Tico terua utekia. It's a long blast, a short blast, and a long blast. Kach, kachu, nidrosh, besifre. Min hamikrot hasirim. So it's a long blast, a short blast, and a long blast, and that's it. That's how it's explained in the Sifri.
Very good.
Min hamikros haterim. What does that mean from the verses, the extra verses?
Minamikros Yisrael, from the extra verses that you have here. There.
Okay. Oh, so the Sifri is using the extra words. Okay, I see.
Right. That's what it's explaining based on the extra usage of words here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Next, let's continue on.
In the Vav, Utekatem terua shenit, v'nosu hamachanot achronim, temona terua utekiu l'masehem.
Oh,
When you
good.
sound the short ones a second time, then the camps to the south start moving.
So
Short
Right.
blast for their journeys. Okay.
Right. That's the way you start moving.
the word you and the word they in this sentence.
What? Excuse me, Lou. What did it do in the English?
When you sound short blasts,
When
and
you.
it says short blasts they will sound. So it uses both words. One word we said means Moshe, the other word means the Kohanim, but this is one verse.
Very confusing.
Extremely.
Yeah, but that's you in the plural. Uskatem is plural. That's not the singular you, it's the plural you. Uskatem. So it is plural. It is more than one.
But why did they change the grammar from tem to u? We were
I don't, that's a good question.
shooting
I
some
don't,
significance
yeah.
to that. But now I'm saying I don't think we can do that because this is clearly referring to the same person or people.
I don't understand what the problem is. They're both plural forms.
The problem
One is you and one is they.
The problem is that in Pasuk 4, we said that the fact that it says Vatik Yiska'u implies that it's the Kohanim, not Moshe. But we can't say that now because both words are being used to refer to the same people or person.
I don't understand what the problem is. See, but it also says that there is a plural, there is a singular alecha, right? When they sound everybody's going to assemble alecha to you, to Moshe. So they're sounding it and they're coming to Moshe.
Right.
They in the plural are sounding it so that they come to Alecha, Moshe in the singular. If it would say Alechem, that could mean Moshe and the Sanhedrin, or Alechem could mean Moshe and the princes or something, but this is Alecha, so it's Moshe. So when it's talking about Moshe, it's Alecha. But when it's talking about more than one person, it's Utkatem, Teruah.
Okay, look, so let's see Pasuk Zion, and we have to see Rashi. I think Rashi is going to help try and clear things up a bit.
Okay, here, Zion. V'hakel et hakahal utkiu v'lo teriu. When you gather the congregation, this is another group of people, kahal, you shall sound a long one. V'lo to, and not any short ones.
Right.
Aaron v'kohanim tiku in the plural v'chatzrotzos v'hoyu lachem lukugas olam l'dorosechem. So it says very clearly, Aaron and the sons are going to sound these trumpets.
Right. Okay, now let's go back to the Rashi.
On Zion?
Zion, right.
Okay. V'hakil et hakahal, etc. Lefi shehu omer, since it says v'hoyu lecha mikroei ha'eda, and they shall be yours for the summoning of the assembly. Ulamasa et hamachanot, and to cause the camps to journey. We conclude from this.
Ma mikra Ada, right? Go ahead.
we conclude from this that Ma Mikra Ho'eda, just as in the summoning the assembly, Tokia Bishnei Kahanim, he sounds placed by two Kahanim, Uvish Tehen, and with both of the trumpets, Kisha Emar, Tiku Behen, etc. When they sound a long blast with them, Af Masa Hamachanot, so too, to cause the camps to journey, Bishtehem was done with both of them. Yochal, we might think, Masa the Machanot, just as in causing the camps to journey, Tiku, Maria, the Tokeya, and he sounds a long one, and then short ones, and then a long one. Af Mikra Ha'eda, so also in summoning the assembly, Tiku Mireya V'Tokia. He sounds a long and a short and then a long one. And if that was so, Ein Chelik, there would be no difference Bain Mikro Ha'eda, between summoning the assembly, Ulamasa Hamachanot, and causing the camps to journey. Talmud Lomar, to teach us otherwise, Uvahakahil et hakahol, etc. When you gather together the congregation, Lemar, to say she'ain teruah, that there are no short blasts. Lemikra ha'eda. V'hu hadin, and this is true, l'nesiim, for calling the princes. Hare Simon v'shalosh tam, that there is a distinct signal for each of the three of them. Mikra, oh here, I guess this is it. Mikra Ho'eda Bishtayim. Summoning the assembly is done with two trumpets.
Right.
Okay. Bishel Nesiim, and summoning the princes Ba'achat. Vizu Ein Bohem Teruah, and neither of these signals have shorts in it, short sounds in them. Umase hamachanot, and this and for causing the camps to journey, bishtei is with two. Al yedei teruah v'tekiah, and that's done with short and long.
Very good.
How
So
do we
Rashi
know
says-
that? How do we know the difference? How do we know? But in the Torah, when it's telling the sounds, how do we know whether it's by one or two? Oh, okay, because it says in Daled, the im ba'achat. So in other words, is this saying that if you can use the same, you can use the same Morse code, so to speak, but if but it means something different if it's one or two trumpets.
Right,
That's basically the idea?
right. I think so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, because I don't want to have to start packing up for nothing.
No, so again, when it's going to be Mikra Ada, right? It's going to be with Stayim, right? And but in Nisim, it's going to be Ba'achas.
Right. That's why I think that's why it says Ho'eda v'kol Ho'eda. Summoning people to the Ohel Moed is not the same amount of people when Kol Ho'eda is when everybody's packing up. right? That would include the women and the children, etc.
Right.
Right? So that maybe that explains the Kol Hareda.
Right. And now, as to who's blowing when, look at the Rashi in Pasuk Ches. B'nai Aaron Yitzko, and so here it says the Kohanim should be blowing.
Yeah, the Uvnei Aaron Kohanim Yitkeu. The sons of Aaron shall make the sounds. The Migros Masos Hallelujah. And so this is summoning for the journeys, right?
Right. For these Mikros, for these events, and for these events and for these journeys. So the Kohanim would blow for that.
So we're saying, so it would make sense that when they're summoned to Ohel Moed, that's Moshe summoning, right? Because they're not showing up for anybody else.
Good. Okay. Very good.
Right. So when Moshe wants to speak to them, he summons them. So only Moshe can summon. But to make a journey, so then that's the job of the Kohanim.
Right.
Because making a journey involves a lot of packing up. Right? They had to take the Mishkan down. I mean, it's not
if you
a
have
big
kids
deal.
also. If you have kids, you have to pack up the kids.
Sure. Exactly. And what else? And then you might have relatives visiting from Borough Park. You got to get them going too.
Right.
I don't know. So Rebbe, what's the opinion of what happened? Where are these trumpets? In the Vatican?
I don't know.
I mean,
They could be with the Mishkan. Maybe they put them in Geniza with the Mishkan. I don't know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure they're around. I mean, they didn't get destroyed. That can't happen.
No, I don't think
I
so.
think I saw trumpets on the Arch of Titus.
Could be. Okay, so actually, wow, it's 10:30.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll have to stop. All right, so you see, you have to sift through these psukim very carefully to clearly understand who and what is doing when and what
You
and
have to
how.
make a diagram.
That would be a good, very good idea.
Right.
I'm not sure
All
what
right.
the point of all this discussion is.
Point is, you have to take things a little bit more than just surface understanding. It's not possible to learn these psukim with a surface understanding, because if you do, you're in big trouble.
I see.
That's the importance of Rashi and the other commentaries to give you the insights that you need to understand the psukim in the proper way. Okay, Mitzvah Shem.
That's the great. Rashi knew we would be confused. Right?
That's right.
Why would he take time to explain all this? Because he knew we needed it.
That's right. There to help us. Mitzvah Shem. Okay, so everyone should have a very good Shabbos until
You
until
too,
we go,
Rabbi.
Mitzvah
Shabbos.
Shem. Thank you,
Good
Roy.
Shabbos.
Thank you, Yechiel. Thank you, Barry and Rue. Everyone, please have a
Everybody be
good
well.
Shabbos. Hope to see you all on Yom Rishon.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi.
Amen.
Thank
Amen.
you all, Bill.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.